So here's the Transformers Prime first edition Starscream. First impressions, this figure actually looks good. As you can see, he is very sleek and very accurate to the original design. At all of the sides, no, I'm just kidding. Look at that horrible back. Actually, I'm kidding. You know, I can understand that they had to make some compromises to make it, but still, it looks very accurate to the show. This Starscream design actually looks good. You see in his face? His face, you can see details of the head, body, legs. You know, it's probably understandable why there's so many Kubo in the sky. It's a small figure, unlike the masterpiece that I review. Yeah, this is just an exception. So I also got this figure as it is. I didn't have any, you know, like accessories or anything, but yes, it looks good. So my other complaint is that this guy cannot stand well, because look at that feet. You try and stand it, boom. But aside from those complaints, this guy is actually very poseable because he has a swivel at the head. You can look up that far, which is really far, down that far, and it's on a ball joint, so it has a side to side, a bit of side to side. The wing is on a hinge joint, which can flap around. The shoulder can go up that far. Help these can go up much farther. Actually, this is my first instance of these like joint, because like to get, you know, your typical elbow bent, you have to hinge this, then hinge that an angle, but you can just use the biceps rule to make it more natural. He has a hinge joint right here and can go up, down, yeah. The body doesn't have an up crunch, but it is already crunched, as you can see. Yes, yes, waist swivel, which is kind of, you know, like a spring loaded, as you can see on top of it. But yeah, just reuse it. His legs can move up that far and back that far, and a beautiful spread. Oh, he has a thigh swivel, but these ball joints keep popping off, so it may as well be useless. No further articulation, but he has a hinge at the heel and hinge at the front. I can't really comment about the design of this thing because I'm not a big fan of Transformers. Yeah, so I'm not really a big fan of Transformers Prime. I'm not your usual Transformers Prime fan or nerd. Just bought these figures so I have something to play with since the incident with Trigatron or Megatron. I like to call him Trigatron because he's from China. Don't really give you a in-depth review because, as I've already said, I'm not a big fan of Transformers Prime. I haven't watched it, but planning to, but not really, like, you know, like a big huge fan, just like G1 or the Beast Wars, like that kind of thing. So yeah.
Hey, you wretched fool! Don't forget about me!
So here's the Transformers Prime first edition Megatron. In first impression is he looks good, he looks amazing, and the robot knows. As you can see, he is very much pretty gray and with a hint of violet in it. And yeah, he looks really good. He looks pretty accurate, just like in the show, which is he looks very menacing and very deceptive. So here's the Decepticon leader, Megatron of the Transformers Prime. I gotta say, so this design actually looks good, to be honest. It gives off that alien-y vibe. I know, it's not a word, but it gives off that alien-like vibe, which is good actually, because this is alien. The design choice of this thing is actually very amazing. As you can see, there's very details right there and there. Though the back may be hideous, but it's fine. You know, they had to make some compromises to make this figure. Actually, fun fact, you can also put it on another mode or another type. I don't know what you call it, but you can put it in another type, which this thing is on the bottom, which as you can see, it can hide this. But this is the official way of doing it, so you know, copying the official, of course. And he is very spiky, but doesn't really hurt since the spike is dulled right there. But aside from Starscream, which I didn't see that much on the show, I actually seen Megatron a lot of times, and all I can say is it looks very accurate, fairly accurate in the show. As you can see, his head is filled with details, which as you can see right now, it's kind of dead, but it features a light piping, and light piping is this. It's like this when you shine a light at the back of the figure's head. That is called light piping. And I also like the design choice of the team. It really brings off that Cybertronian vibes. Cybertronian vibes of Megatron, which is good. And aside from the balancing issues of Starscream, this guy doesn't have any problems standing up thanks to its clearly amazing fate. And he also feels solid, but not kind of solid, because this thing keeps popping off like that. And also these parts.
Stop touching my balls!
And last,
Stop touching my balls!
which is all of that mentioned is kind of annoying. But yeah, aside from that, complaints actually feels very good. High quality plastic and less paint, meaning less paint chips. The only paint I can see is this right here, you know, like that shiny gloss, and the purple parts right here. But all of that aside, the scope of this figure is really good, and it didn't come with any accessories because I got it as it is, which is set with this guy. But that's a big but, that's a but, because which is here. I don't know, it's like that's what I can. And with his arm cannon, he looks majestic. And I know I wouldn't have been settled with this if I didn't have any cannon, so I just had to make a custom because no one sells this individually. And all I can say is it's perfect. The arm cannon isn't perfect, but him with the arm cannon is perfect. The arm cannon gives off that G1 vibe. But yeah, enough yapping about my custom. Let's go into the posability. He has a swivel at the head. The shoulders can go up that far. Can move up that far. Can move at 360. If you just bypass that right there. He has a hinge joint right here and hinge joint right there. Bicep swivel or elbow. I don't really care. Single jointed elbow. I'm just kidding. It's double jointed elbow. A swivel which cannot go 360. Articulation of the torso. It's just a solid break. A loose, no, not really that loose. Legs can go up that far, back that far. A knee swivel is a single jointed knee, like the Starscream. His heel can hinge, and also the front. Though he may not have as much as articulation as Starscream, but still his range is good. Though the backpack hinders the arm articulation, he still has good range of articulation. Posability down, here's the scale comparison. Here's Starscream first edition. It's not surprising why Megatron is smaller, because this is a deluxe class figure and this is a first edition figure. It's arm cannon body, G1 Megatron, and G1 Prime. But yeah, I'm done yapping. Let's go to the transformation. We started with Starscream, so let's begin with Starscream. And here's the gearwalk mode. And here's the jet mode of Starscream. The jet mode of Starscream, and I gotta say I don't know what jet this is. You can tell me in the comment section below, you jet nerds. Here's the jet mode of Starscream, and I gotta say it's very well integrated, except for the bottom. It's complete bullshit. You literally see his hambot legs and his toes. Still, this is sturdy to hold. It's very solid, though his wings keep flapping around. But yeah, it's still fun to play as a jet, and spiky as heck. All those I tackled earlier. This jet mode looks good. It looks amazing. It looks sleek and very good. Though it has a ton of kibu, it looks good if you play it around as a jet. I don't think it flies. Aside from those complaints, it's really a good jet which you can play with, because it feels like a brick of a jet. Everything doesn't really pop off everywhere. You can play it as a jet. You see, there's a cockpit in there, and you can see his Decepticon logo, and you can see the fin. There's some details in there in the jet engine. I like how there's three thrusters. At the bottom, no really details. You can just see stars. But yeah, done yapping with this thing. Let's go with Megatron. Yapping, let's transform this. And here's the spaceship mode of Megatron. So here's the spaceship, space jet. I don't even know what the fuck this is called. But yeah, I think this is a Cybertronian airplane, which I gotta say looks kinda sick. And this actually reminds me of that Transformer style figure of Batman, which is the Mastermind Creations. Yes, actually reminds me of the Batarang because of these clearly like sides. Don't know what it's called. It's maybe because then the bat, then the. But yeah, aside from complaints of this figure, how many complaints? This thing is just a keyboard that is showing everything. This is literally like a kibble like thing. Let's look. You can see his head. You can see his clearly legs, and who legit can tell that is thighs, clearly freaking breast. But this thing doesn't actually have any like thing to copy, like the jet plane of Starscream, which has to copy a jet plane. Of course, this thing is a Cybertronian theory, which doesn't have any restraints or anything like that. Okay, aside from the complaints, I think this thing feels solid. But we just don't know. The tabs at the back, at the elbows right there, don't even want to tab in. And also here right there, there's so many tabs that isn't even like that secure to each other. Talking about unsecured, this breast keeps flopping around. From those complaints, I think this thing looks sleek as hell. It looks cool as a Cybertronian gig, but no one. Yeah, I think it is very accurate to the show. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I like how they turn the elbows into the thrusters of the jet or spaceship. I don't know what you call this. So the legs, clever integration. Nothing much I can say on this thing. This is just a glorified spaceship P. It's literally like the concept art of a spaceship on Star Wars. The bro, you can't even do anything better. All those complaints, I still have complaint at that. You can literally see his eyes. No, like, what the fuckery is that? Can't even hide his fucking eyes. Did it wrong? I don't know. But yeah, let's just get the hell out of here. With the complaints, let's go to the scale comparisons. Here's the jet plane Starscream. Here's G1 Megatron. This thing doesn't transform. And here's G1 Prime. This thing also doesn't transform. Even though with my fair share of complaints, these two look very good together. Even though the out mode of Prime Megatron was bad, at least it wasn't as bad as a fucking gun, which is totally useless. No, it's not useless, but you're a leader and you turn into a gun. Underlings using you. Like, isn't that stupid, being a leader and being used by your underlings? And Megatron and Starscream really look good together. Even though their height difference is oblivious, because knowing that Megatron is always bigger than Starscream, you can still do some poses that makes Megatron bigger than Starscream. Yeah, you can just use any boosters and any platform that Megatron can stand on, and he can look taller than Starscream. Yeah, I'd rate them maybe 7 out of 10. But yeah, I think that's it. This is a great TFV figure if you're trying to start one. But anyways,